Survivor's ready!
Direct from Hobart, it's time for you to hear those so-called experts from Survivor Oz talk about another reality show, despite the fact they always said they wouldn't ever talk about Survivor. It's The Amazing Race Oz, and here's your host,
Noah Grove.
Hello people and puffins, and welcome to the delayed Amazing Race Oz. Although we normally put it up a bit later anyway, so I don't know why I'm even telling you we're recording it later. I'm ruining the magic of radio. I am Noah Groves, the spoiler of spoils, and I am here to talk about The Amazing Race with four of my people. Apparently you're my people now. Colin can't join us, so he's not here. So let's get into it. I've got four people. Curling, that's it. From Melbourne, the beautiful city that is not Tasmania. It is Alex Morell.
And we're very glad it's not Tasmania, Noah.
Hey, watch your mouth. I can hang up on people now that I'm the boss around here.
Oh, I see how
I
it
can
is.
control the recording. I'll just edit you out of it.
Oh, well, that would be pretty impressive if you did do that. I would give you props for the effort you would have to go to make that happen.
Yeah, I think I'm too busy and too inept at anything to do with technology to do that. So you're safe. It's all right.
That's good.
You can relax.
Very good.
From Jersey, it is Anthony Rossi. Anthony Rossi, welcome back.
I'd like to apologize to listeners for being late with the recording. I was just eating some chicken parmigiana beforehand.
There you go, you're learning. You had your parmigiana for your main meal. Good job,
Right.
America. Yeah, hello to any Americans eating their main meal entree right now. Hashtag in-jokes. Speaking of boys, it's Kristen. Welcome back. Kristen, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
You're here. And last, but will he be least, he won't be. It is Jared Lubeck. Welcome back.
Thank you. It's good to be here with everybody and Pamela.
Yes, Pamela is here recording us, so shout out to you, Pamela. And just to clarify, Kristen is not a boy. We're talking about buoys here. She's a buoy. I should just hang up now. And a bit of a disclaimer, the recording may be a bit iffy this week, but we'll fix it for next week. So
Blame Pamela.
you can live, yeah. She's learning. Let's get into it. General thoughts on this episode. I thought it was an okay episode. Kristen, what did you think?
Yeah, it was pretty mediocre. The tasks were not very interesting. I don't really remember much of the episode because we're working this late, and that's about it.
Alex, what did you think about this one?
It had potential in several parts. Like, I thought the detour, for example, was going to be very interesting, but it decided to kind of go in an uninteresting direction. So I think the best part was just kind of a few interactions between the teams, really.
Jared?
Yeah, I thought it was okay. It would have been better, I mean, if the teams were closer throughout, but it had some good sort of moments at the airport, and then some of the locals in Peru were sort of quite funny, so that was good.
And Rossi?
I guess I'm the only one who liked this episode because I really enjoyed it. I think that some of the challenges could have been refined because they were a bit but I think it was an overall pretty solid episode. Another good Haley episode.
Yeah, it was a good Haley episode, that's for sure. Start off, we had to fly to Peru. I talked last week about my hate for Central and South America legs, but this wasn't too bad. But damn you, South American and Central America legs. And we had to go to the Casa de Armas, and we had our Fitbit monitors, so that was good to see a bit of Fitbit. And there was some travel agent booking. I was glad to see a bit of travel agents. It's been a while since we recorded the episode, but I've written here Blair just peed himself. Can anyone clarify on that?
What?
What?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I was watching a different show. That was my notes. Blair just peed himself.
Oh, he did, yes, sorry, yes.
I loved, probably my favourite part of the episode was Laura's birthday at the pub. I could have watched 40 minutes of the birthday at the pub. Kristen, did you like Laura's birthday at the pub?
No, I don't like Laura, so I don't care.
Well, all right, Jared, did you like the birthday?
Yeah.
Good to see Kristen's in the birthday spirit.
I like that whole sequence. Even like wherever they'd gone, it was just funny that they were sort of chilling out, and then sort of the bartender getting all into it, like, how old are you? You're 30, blah blah blah. Like, it was just funny that they were so relaxed and they were losing all this time.
Rossi?
It was a funny scene. Well, usually Laura and Tyler have been on top of everything, and then birthday, and then they're all the teams that are checking in, getting flights earlier, and it was just funny.
Alex, did you like the birthday scene?
I did. I very much enjoyed it. I was still coming to the terms that Laura was turning 30, because I really hadn't paid attention to her age before the season, and I really didn't think she looked 30. But
wait, do you think she? And watch what you say here. Did you think she was younger than 30 or older than 30?
I thought she was younger than 30. But
you're safe.
Yeah. No, but it was, I don't know, it was fun to see them do all that and just have a few shots and relax, and how it kind of cost them was a little bit hilarious, and also how they turned up to the airport and just seemed a little bit different would be the nice way to put it. Was good.
Different, yes.
It was good fun.
Yes, and a big happy 30th to Laura, who's probably closer to 31 now at the time of recording, but best wishes from us, but not Kristen by the sounds of it. We had Blair and Haley, Jenny and Jelani, they were the first ones, and then Laura Taylor, Matt and Ashley were in the second one, and we had this kind of searching for the roadblock, and like we had people going the wrong way, we had people thinking they were there and not, cab drivers, we had a lot of Haley screaming, Matt and Ashley searching for their roadblock. Rossi, did you like this little scene? It was probably my favourite bit of the episode, really.
I really wish Colin was here, because last episode he pointed out how Haley was so passive about which way it was the right way to go, and she would end up being right. But this time she was aggressive about where she wanted to go, and she was still right. So I like that she...
Haley's always right.
I like she committed.
Alex, did you like this little confusion over the searching for the clue box?
Yes, it was very enjoyable. I love that Blair's kind of just smoothly speaking Spanish and just kind of so this, and Haley's just like, Blair, this isn't working.
I loved Blair's Spanish.
It's
that was
just
pretty
so
cool.
smooth. It's just not what I was expecting, and it was just like this nice, calm, just kind of. Like, I thought he might have known a few words to start with, and then when he started smashing it all out, I was just like, oh, impressive. And Haley's just like, it's not working. We're not going the right way. I'm like, well, it probably will if you just get actual Spanish instructions. So I still don't know how much she was right in the whole scheme of it, besides the fact that it was back at the place. But it was kind of entertaining to see that, and Laura and Tyler kind of going past like, oh, by the way, I saw the speed bump. Like, that's kind of a relevant thing, and all these few different little bits in there were quite good.
Yeah, that's two things you should learn when you go on The Amazing Race. Learn stick shift and learn Spanish, goddammit. It will come in handy. Jared, did you like this confusion scene?
Yeah, it was really good. I think my favourite moment of the whole thing was probably just the person said it's far, and then getting Matt and Ashley to also go with them, and then kind of Rochelle and Mike just casually walking up to the shoe shine place being like, I think this is it. Yeah, thanks, can we have our clue? And they just sort of walk off, try to hide, and it was just really great to see sort of, as usual, this slower team that just kind of goes past everybody making mistakes and just does their thing, and it seems to sort of work for them.
One of my favourite scenes in the entirety of the race is either season 20 or 23. I can't remember quite which one. I think it's the clowns, maybe. They had to do a shoe shining challenge, and they managed to persuade a random shoe shiner who had nothing to do with the race to give them his cart, and they did the challenge with some random ass guy's shoe shining cart, and they had to do it again because he wasn't even a part of the race. That was good. But eventually they found their roadblock, and we had Gimme Some Sugar, after a lot of driving, of course. where they had to cut down the sugar canes. Bill was loving the give me some sugar. Rossi, did you like this roadblock?
Yeah, it was a good, physically demanding task. Good to see Haley get her aggression out on the sugar canes.
Yep, Alex?
When I first saw Jenny doing it, I thought, oh god, we're going to be here forever, because their first few efforts were dismal. But once they all got going, it was just nice to see them all doing it. I thought watching Tyler and Matt do it was quite entertaining, because they were smashing through it so quickly that even like the farmers were like clapping and giving thumbs up of approval because they're going through it.
Yeah, I like the locals during this one. Kristen, did you like Give Me Some Sugar, or Give Me Some Ritas, perhaps?
It was okay. I did think that it was going to be a lot harder for whoever the first two people that did it were, Jenny and
Yes.
Haley, I guess. I don't know. I
Yeah.
thought it was going to be a lot harder for them, and they were really going to struggle, but they took it really well. And the only thing that I was upset by was I really would have liked to see Rochelle do this instead of Mike, because I think she would have killed it.
Yeah, I think this was a challenge built for Rochelle. Rossi, Jared, sorry, did you like this one?
Yeah, I thought it was a good challenge. It's nice to sort of have some physical challenges throughout the episode that you can really sort of have a chance to potentially get ahead or fall behind. So even though I don't think it really made a difference to the order, it was just good to have a tough challenge in there.
Now this one, speed bump, llama alone. Tony was loving this one, and I actually saw Cass tweeted to Tony. Cass must be an Amazing Race fan. Llama alone. Kristen, llama alone. I don't know what was up with this one.
My favorite part was actually that a couple of the teams that ran by it were like, that must be part of the race, because that obviously would not be here if it wasn't for us. So it was kind of insane. I listened to their exit interview on some other podcast, and they
Tribe?
Yeah, that one. they were like trying to explain what they had to write on this thing, and it seemed like they put that together in like 5 minutes. And I don't know, I just really enjoy watching Matt, because he gets frantic for everything and just goes crazy, and I kind of like it, but it was going to be their downfall eventually.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell they were even writing on those things. And like, wouldn't they be having to write in Spanish or Peruvian or something rather than English? Jared Lamelo.
Yeah, it was definitely a bit of a weird one. I am happy, though. When I originally saw the speed bump, I just assumed that it was going to be sort of shoe shining, so I'm happy that it didn't turn out to be that and was this instead, even though it was kind of a bit bizarre.
Yeah, I think the Amazing Race has worn out all their, no pun intended, worn out all their shoe shining challenges. They've done that a bit too much, I think. Alex, did you like the llama?
I did, and although I think my favorite part was when like Ash was like, for this, it's the 4th of December. I'm like, oh, good, we know when we're racing. So that was always, I just found that handy to figure out.
A bit of a timestamp.
Yeah.
We know when Laura was born then.
Yeah, exactly. So it was that was handy, but no, it was alright. It was a bit hilarious. I couldn't figure out what they were trying to fill in from things most of the time. It was like, no, type in this. I'm like, where are you getting this information from? It just seems like you're just typing in random shit into a typewriter and hoping it works.
And where did the llama go? They've loaned out the llama. Did they just ditch the llama after they've loaned the llama? Like, it seems
Surely
like a
they
lot
would
of
have to
effort
take
just to leave your llama.
Yeah, they had to take it with them, surely.
That would have been good if they had to take it everywhere they went during the leg, because you can't just ditch a llama.
Can that be like a new thing for teams finishing last in non-elimination? They have to take a random animal.
Yeah, there's no speed bump. They've just got to carry a zebra everywhere. Yeah, or Jonathan and Harley have to carry cats everywhere. That would be good. But, yeah, that's like on the Constitution of Peru is don't ditch a llama. Like, don't leave him hanging. Poor llama. Bloody Matt and Ashley. No wonder they were eliminated. They're llama haters. Rossi, are you a llama hater, and did you hate this llama low?
challenge was the stupidest thing ever. I'd rather watch
Remember
them
one season they had to eat ice cream?
No,
for
I'd
a
rather
speed
watch
bump.
them-
Don't forget that.
do that than blow an Obama. That was so stupid. Done.
Are you calling Peruvians stupid?
Yeah.
You racist, Rossi. Anyway, moving on. We had to go to, and sorry for the pronunciation, Parque Ramon Castilla in the Andes, and we had Step Up and Take Charge. The detour was... Oh, and we also had the Fitbit kind of counting. Do we want to talk about that? Like, that was just random, wasn't it, Rossi?
It was kind of pointless, just another promotion, which then leads into the winner's prize for this leg. But I thought it was funny that Haley had seriously exercised the most. I don't remember what it was, but she had like a ridiculous amount. I just remember noticing that.
Alex, was the Fitbit just a waste of time?
Well, no, because the Amazing Race probably made much money off the advertising that was required in that
Yeah.
season. But for us, the viewers, yes, it was a waste of time.
Why doesn't Phil wear a Fitbit? Because he's always preaching about fitness. We read out his fitness plan last season. Like, you'd think Phil would turn up in his, like, Ford Focus with his Fitbit. So, come on, Phil.
It would probably be like, 20 steps. Like, he gets out of the Focus, he walks to the team, he gets back. Like, take 1,000 steps for the whole season.
Yeah, I don't know if we want to see Phil's impressive Fitbit score.
They'll just give it to someone else off camera who just runs around for a while.
Yeah, like a cameraman or something, because Phil is probably in the car, to the location, walk to the hotel, walking from the taxi to the airport. Yeah. Jared, Fitbit, what the hell?
Yeah, it definitely was a bit pointless. I was just a bit annoyed that they got to use a calculator. I mean, at least kind of make it a bit of a challenge and don't give them a calculator and make them do some maths by themselves. Otherwise, like, what's the point? Just give them the answer if you're just going to give them a calculator.
Yeah. Kristen?
Yeah, I think that Haley probably had twice the steps of everyone else because she's always pacing while she's screaming. But yeah, it was really boring for viewers. I still, after they explained it for like each team, I still had no idea what the hell they were doing. But that's fine. It was boring.
On to the detour, we had mamas and we had papas, which I feel like this should have been a blind detour, because like, mamas, papas, what's this going to be? I thought that could have made a good blind one. Mamas was Blair and Haley, Mike and Michelle, and papas was Jenny Jelani, Laura Tyler, Matt and Ashley, even though some of them wanted to do mamas, but arrived at papas and was forced to do papas instead of mamas. But, Kristen, did you like these detours? I thought they were quite good, actually. Which one would you do? And just talk general nonsense about mamas and papas, but not your mamas and papas.
Well, I have a quick question. Where Matt and Ashley were dropped off, could they not get to Mama's from there?
I think... Jared, did you have...
I was just going to say, I'm pretty sure they were at Mama's, but it was just that they had to go sort of inside the shop, and then Laura and Tyler told them to go. They told them they're at the wrong spot, but really they were at the right spot.
Yeah, they were at Mama's, but Laura and Tyler told them they were at Papa's.
Yeah, okay.
When they were at the end of Papa's.
Yeah, I was kind of confused because they kept like showing that little entryway, like making it look like that's where you're supposed to go for Mama's, but then I don't know if they did it on purpose, Tyler and Laura, or if they just had no idea what the hell they were doing. But anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, sorry, go.
Okay. I thought they were both okay, and like they weren't the best tasks, but they were okay. I did enjoy seeing Blair speak his fluent Spanish and get that task done really quickly. I did worry a little bit that the teams that didn't know any of the language, I thought that maybe it would make it more difficult for them, but it turned out that it didn't, and it was insanely easy. And then I really enjoyed the potato thing just because they dumped all the potatoes on the ground when they got it wrong. Like, that's bringing back...
That lady was a bitch. Stone cold face. Like,
but I love, like, the additions of, like, having something go wrong. Like, when you do something wrong, you get, like, punished for it, like getting the water thrown in your face during the the task a few weeks ago. I really enjoyed that. So I liked the potato dumping on the ground.
They should have made it if Mike and Michelle or Blair and Haley got a recipe wrong, like that old lady pulls out a gun or something and aims it at them. Well, they've got to run for their lives. But, yeah, like, you'd think if I was a potato vendor or someone who sold potatoes, I would find more extra work for myself if I had to wash all these potatoes that kept getting ditched on the ground that I did,
or after
rather
they
than
get
switching
spit on.
Yeah, like, I don't think this is the most practical thing for that lady to be doing, to just ditching her potatoes, because it just led to dirt and spit when she could have just switched a few after. So, I don't know if she's the most successful Peruvian potato seller in the Andes, because her method is just beyond me. Alex, mamas and papas?
Well, I thought that both tasks would take a while and both looked quite complicated when I first kind of saw it. I was expecting. But, I mean, I think once Blair showed us how to do it in Spanish, that task kind of just looked really, really easy. And admittedly, of course, it was because of the Spanish. But the two teams that did that were kind of able to communicate with the locals well, mainly because Mike and Rich just seem nice and don't think in a competition most of the time. Well, I think the other three teams would have struggled with it, but they seem to do okay with the potatoes. I don't know what's up with the taxi drivers if they just can't read clues or something, though, because they were that wrong most of the time. It was ridiculous, and I'm still trying to figure out if Tyler was, trying to throw the Matt and Ashley off, because if it worked, it was fantastic, but I really don't know if that was the intention.
Maybe the only two cab drivers in the Andes are related to the potato seller, and she's managed to get them to take her to Puppets so she gets more potatoes. She may have had some shifty deal going on with the cab drivers, perhaps.
Well, she's already got pretty shifty potatoes if they're coming off the ground and spit and things, so you may as well have some shifty dealings while you're at it.
Yeah, I bet you her sales didn't skyrocket after that episode aired in Peru. Like, come on, don't know her name, but Selena, we'll call her, Selena Specials. Jared, Mamas and Papas?
Yeah, I thought they were both okay. I think Papas was definitely the more interesting challenge. Mamas seemed to be fairly easy once it got down to it. There's definitely been harder kind of find the ingredients and collect the stuff type challenges. So I don't know if the places were either all really close together or if everything was kind of really straightforward in the instructions, but it just seemed that none of the teams kind of really struggled with that one and going to sort of the wrong place or getting the wrong ingredients or anything. They seemed to sort of both be pretty spot on with everything. So, I mean, that was a shame. But I did like the whole Tyler and Laura. I do think he kind of intentionally sent them to the wrong one because Mama's definitely seemed to be easier. So if Matt and Ashley had kind of attempted that, I don't think they would have overtaken Tyler and Laura necessarily, but I do think it would have been a lot closer.
Rossi, do you like the Mamas and the Papas? What's your favourite album by them, and did you like this detour?
Yeah, I kind of enjoyed the detour. I think it was more enjoyable to watch the Papas just because that ruthless woman would pull the lever and potatoes would go everywhere. I wish Mamas that side of the detour was harder, just because, like Kristen said, it was so easy. You didn't even have to speak any Spanish, and they understood you.
Is that it?
I guess that's it, Noah.
So after that, we had to race to the pit stop, although it wasn't too much of a race, at the Virgin de Palatata. First place, we had Haley and Blair. It's been first a few times now, and still going strong, and they won the wonderful prize of a round trip around the world. Oh, wait, no, they won a Fitbit kit. So, lucky them. First place in the final five, and they won a Fitbit kit. Let's talk a bit about Haley and Blair. Jared, are you happy to see them in the final four, and maybe a good chance of making the final?
Yeah, I'm definitely happy to see them make it this far, and I'm happy that they've started to sort of break down and fight in, because it wasn't any fun kind of the couple of weeks where they were getting along and everything was smooth sailing. But I love their relationship. I love the fact that Haley she's always right about everything, and it's just hilarious that she just seems like somebody who would constantly be wrong, but she really actually is right in kind of her directions and where she thinks they should go, but Blair just ignores her constantly, which I mean is understandable the way that she just talks and yells at him. But they're great, and I do hope that they can make it all the way to the final. I think they've got a good shot. They're a team that breaks down, but somehow it all kind of comes together at the end. So hopefully it stays that way.
Alex?
Oh, I mean, they're just so hilarious, but so fun to watch. I mean, I don't even know what's going on with Haley half the time, and you can just see every episode, it's like, we're best friends now, it's going so well, and every face is just Blair's just like, yeah, about that. But I do enjoy it, although Phil's got to stop shipping the blind date couples. He's done it the last few legs now. The last leg it was, you guys look like you're just so in love, to Laura.
Well, yeah, last week he was calling them recently dating teams. I'm like, Phil,
come on,
calm down.
Calm down.
Yeah, like,
this week it was you guys
Fitbit to warm down mode.
When he tried it with nearly every team this week, BFFs, have you really enjoyed it? Are you sad that you haven't found love? And I was like, oh, come on, Phil. Come on, mate. Don't need this.
Yeah, that was Bergen's shtick about being sad. No one else needs to take that on. Rossi, Blair and Haley?
Yeah, they are easily the stars of the season, and I'm so glad they're still in it. I'm still hoping pulling this final three recently dating teams. I think that would be awesome.
No, I want Mike and Michelle in the finals, so if that happens, I'll be very disappointed. Kristen, I know you love Haley, and I'm assuming Blair as well.
Haley is the best individual character that we have been given on this show in a while that I can think of. I love that they're, like, I don't even know what it's called, but just, like, the way they play off of each other. Early on, they seem to, like, they are still really angry, but they almost know where it's just like, oh, I'm going to scream at you this whole time, you're going to ignore me, and that's cool, right? Like, they seem to kind of have, like, they know what's going to happen every leg, and they're just kind of cool with it. And then I don't think that they're BFFs or anything, hashtag BFFs, but I do think that, like, they're on good terms for, like half of each leg almost, they're on good terms. Like, I don't know what switch gets flipped, but, like, I don't know. They're amazing. I can't, like, I want them to win so badly.
Second place, I wish this team went home because it would have been a great Final Four if this team left. Jenny and Jelani, Kristen.
I'm pretty sure I'm the only person that is a fan of Jenny and Jelani, possibly because they were my preseason winner pick. But yeah, I have no issue with them. I really like them and was glad to see them make the Final Four.
Rossi?
Yeah, they actually had a really good leg. I actually didn't mind them this episode that much, so whatever.
Whatever. Alex?
Well, when they're winning, they're usually quite subdued. It's only when they get to the back of the pack does everything melt down for them. Because it's kind of like back to early days Jenny and Jelani, where they kind of calmly get on, they can joke a bit, they can be calm and relaxed. It's when they get near the back that Jenny freaks out and Jelani kind of doesn't know what to do at that point. So they did well today, and they were kind of more tolerable when they're like that.
They have their moments.
They do.
Jared, Jelani, or whatever we're calling them now.
Yeah, I've sort of come back around to them. There was a couple of episodes after sort of the first few where I just really went off them, but now I'm all right with them again. Like, I love Jenny as like a little bit of the villain, and I just like that they're sort of getting along with each other a bit more now, and I loved the whole when they arrived in Peru and they just were dancing to like the music, and then they like let off all these fireworks and whatever, some big party in the town square that was happening. That was pretty cool.
Third place, I was ecstatic to see this team through, because I thought for sure after last week's non-elim that this team would suffer from that. But third place is Mark and Rochelle. They're still in it, Jared.
I know, it's such a shock. I literally, like, every week I was like, they're just living on kind of like borrowed time, and it's just kind of a matter of time before those two go home, because like then they're going to catch to something that they're not great at and just fall behind. But they really are one of those teams that just kind of plods along and just does everything at their own pace, and it seems to work out for them really well, whereas other teams are sort of getting really frantic and worrying about stuff. They just sort of remain calm and everything kind of works out and goes in their favour, and there'll be one other team that struggles more, and that doesn't matter if they're back towards the back of the pack. As long as they beat that one team, they're still in. So I don't know. I couldn't see them winning the whole thing, but I could see them making it all the way to the final three. They've only really got to make it through one more episode, so...
Well, the Candy Girls did win, let's not forget that. And that was... No one saw that coming, so anything can happen, really. Alex, Mike and Rochelle?
Yeah, I think the difference between them and the Candy Girls is the Candy Girls could smash out challenges when they needed to. They were just terrible at directions. I feel like Mike and Rochelle, it's great to always see them coming through, getting through the next challenge. I'm just trying to figure out where they can smash out a challenge at some point to get, as Jared said, actually to get a win, because I don't know if that's possible for them. It's more just kind of plotting on beating a team at a time, staying in the race, which is always great. Now it's just figuring out how they can get kind of to that next level of actually kind of competing for the top prize.
Well, they might not have to if we have that ridiculous Final Four twist return, which no one wants to see again. So maybe they're already in the final episode. Who knows? Rossi, do you like Mike and Rochelle and your blasphemous words about not wanting them in the final?
Guilty. I like them, but I don't see them breaking out. Like, they're just... But in a just neutral. They're not overly good at anything. So I don't see them going far.
Kristen, Mike and Rochelle?
I love that they are the last remaining, like, in real life dating couple, because I don't think anyone saw that coming. Especially because Allie and Steve were kind of favorites by, I think at least all of us had them in, like, our top 4 or 5. So
Definitely higher than Mike and Rochelle.
Yeah. So I like them. I'm glad that they've gotten as far as they have. I think they're interesting TV most of the time, and I think somebody mentioned it earlier, like when Tyler and Laura and Matt and Ashley were frantically running around trying to figure out where they were supposed to go. They just walked up to the shoe shine place and were like, all right, let's get out of here. Like, there's just something about them that's so likable, and but I really just don't, not that I thought the Candy Girls had a chance, but I don't see them getting past that 4th place spot, but we'll see.
Rossi, Laura and Tyler.
Yeah, my current pick to win, because I didn't predict that they'd win, but I think they'll win. Although Haley and Blair winning would be the best. Really terrible leg. You know, the way to say it. They're usually good, but they were terrible doing everything wrong pretty much.
Alex, Laura and Tyler.
I very much enjoy Team Selfie, but I believe that their decline in form today is also the fact they took no selfies, even on her birthday. So I think that's a key cornerstone of their race strategy that they've been let down in this episode. But yeah, they were just not very good at everything today, and it was so surprising because they are so good at everything normally. And it was only just that last bit that probably threw Matt and Ashley off. It was enough to get them through. But I mean, they've seen better days, and I expect them to bounce back well. But yeah, it really wasn't a good day.
And no Phil on the scene either this week.
No, that really
lacking thing. And Jared, Laura and Tyler. What was it? Hayes and Magdalene.
Yeah, I've grown to sort of like them over the season. Tyler's one of these people who's just sort of good at everything that he does, so I kind of feel like as long as they put him in a challenge and as long as he has a good leg and if he's doing the roadblock, then they've got a good chance of kind of finishing up the top then. This episode, it was just, I suppose, a real kind of mistake after mistake and just real oversight with that initial kind of missing out on the flight, because I mean if they were on that first flight then I think everything kind of would have really clicked for them, but I think being towards the back of the pack got them a little bit scared, being in kind of unusual territory, so I think they can bounce back and do well the next leg.
And 5th place, it was kind of the theme of this season is you can tell who's going home straight away. Matt and Ashley couldn't recover, disappointed to see them not in the finals. Jared, Matt and Ashley, they're gone, 5th place.
Yeah, I'm not really sad to see them go. I think they had some good moments, but overall they just weren't really my favorite team. Yeah, I don't know. I just didn't really like them that much, and I think fifth is kind of a fair spot for them to finish.
Alex, Matt and Ashley?
They again, they weren't very good from the start. I mean, they were always going to struggle being on the second flight. But, no, I mean, they just kind of, under pressure, they don't seem to react very well to things. As soon as they see another team kind of doing something, they freak out and follow it instead of kind of trying to be calm and go their own way. And it's annoying because in the past they've kind of gone, you know what, let's calm down and just worry about our own thing. And they've done well. But when they freak out and see other people, they just kind of can't stop themselves. So, you know, it's sad to see them go at least because they were good entertainment.
Rossi, Matt and Ashley?
Yeah, typical Amazing Race 26. The team that was saved last episode gets eliminated the next leg. Big shock. I wish they left an episode ago, so I didn't really care about them. Go find your clompers or whatever the heck the word was.
Kristen, Matt and Ashley, and Laura and Tyler, if you want to say any more about them.
I don't think I said anything about them. I think you're lying.
Yes.
If I did, I was really hoping that they should have had a double elimination this week, playing the game that you guys played last week about what we could do to make the episode better.
I thought you didn't like games.
I don't, but it would have made me so happy to see the three teams, Mike and Rochelle, Haley and Blair, and Jenny and Jelani in the last 2 weeks, and I would have really enjoyed that. But, yeah, they're probably going to come back and do well, and I hope that they don't, and I hope that they lose next week, but then they'll be saved, so I'm just going to stop talking about them. And Matt and Ashley, I feel like I had really high hopes for them. Like, I think we kept comparing them to, like, the wrestlers preseason, and they didn't really end up being anything special. I think 2 seasons from now you could ask about them, and I probably will have to look up who they are and have a vague recollection.
I'll take note to ask you that during season 28.
Go for it.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Do you want to talk about any other teams you may not have talked about? CJ and Libby at all? No?
I love them. CJ and Libby
we
are
all
the best.
love them.
Bring back CJ and Libby, hashtag.
Yeah, Outcast twist. Let's get into the rankings, and before that we have a breaking comment from Colin who says, really disappointed I can't join in the discussion on how the Amazing Race can fit a 30-minute Fitbit commercial into a 42-minute show. That was from Colin, the runner-up of Season 5 of The Amazing Race. So thanks for that, Colin. Hope Christy is doing well. All right, let's get into the rankings. What have we got here? So Matt and Ashley, they were 5th. So Alex Morella said that they would be 6th. So very close, very close. Jared said Matt and Ashley would be 8th. Jared, you're out. What a surprise. What did Rossi say? Rossi said 4th, so very close as well, Rossi. Colin said 4th, very close. We're all in the lead. Noah said 4th, very close. Kristen said 5th. Kristen gets the point this week.
That's my first real point.
Yeah, that's the first definite point. We're a bit confused on how many Kristen actually has, but this is a no-brainer. Kristen's got the point. So,
Yay.
And the final 4 is Jelani and Jenny, Ali and Steve, Bergen and Kurt, and Rochelle and Mike. So you got 2 out of 4 in there. Rossi's is Jack and Jeffrey, Ali and Steve, Kurt and Bergen, and Matt and Ashley. So Rossi, you're completely out of it. Jared is Jenny, Jelani, Tyler, Laura, Leiter, and Jeff, Ali and Steve. So 2 out of 4, Jared. Alex, you've got Ali and Steve, Jack and Jeffrey, Tyler and Laura, and Blair and Haley. So 2 out of 4. And Colin's got Tyler and Laura, Ali and Steve, Jelani and Jenny, and Matt and Ashley. So 2 out of 4. I don't have mine with me, so I'll read that out next week.
So you'll have all 4 then.
Yeah, that's it. Give me a hashtag for Matt and Ashley that's better than whatever their one. I can't even remember what theirs was. So, Jared, what's a better one for Matt and Ashley?
I don't know. Hashtag Lost Clompers.
Alex?
Oh, I'm just going to go with the one I use for recaps, which is hashtag Master Hairstylists.
Yeah, I like that one. Rossi?
Hashtag shit. That wasn't it, but whatever.
Creative. Hashtag shit. And Kristen?
No, I'm good.
Yeah, she doesn't like to play these games, but she would play the other game that we didn't even have scheduled on the games list this week. So all that power of the point is going to her head. Either that or the Rita.
I didn't get to eat it yet.
Eat it? Isn't it a drink?
Hurry up.
All right, I've got the wrap-up sound. I'm going to get that as a soundbite when someone's talking too long. Hurry up! Kristen, Teen Mum's starting, so we've got to wrap this thing up.
Undateable.
We've got... Undateable? I'm not even going to get into that. We've got 2 episodes left, and just a heads up, don't go to the Wikipedia, because the title of the final episode that they have listed there is kind of a spoiler of who might make it into the final. So if you don't want to know one of the teams that makes it, I would suggest not going to Wikipedia. So thanks for that, CBS. Although maybe it won't be a spoiler. It remains to be seen. Other than that, Alex, your recap, it will be this week, I'm assuming?
Yes, once I finish my uni assignments, I will actually do it. Although
yeah, I know the feeling.
I will probably use it as procrastination from uni assignments, knowing me.
Yeah, so that will be up, and read that. We've only got, this will be the third last one for the season, so the selfie count is adding up. There was at least one selfie I saw this week.
Yeah, right at the end.
At
the only one I could spot. I couldn't tell if Jelani was using one with Jelani and Jenny in a cab, because they kind of just like a default shot. But I was like, it looks a tiny bit like a selfie, but I probably can't be bothered to say.
The mystery selfie, yeah. Oh yeah, date night was in there as well. Someone said in the comment, we forgot that. Dinner, a romantic dinner with a performance from a mummy. There we go. Hopefully they show that next week. Of course, you can subscribe to Survivor Oz. Follow us on Twitter, Survivor Oz, or all of us individually. We won't go through the names. And the website, survivoroz.com. Still send us some comments. We'll do the Team Mum thing, but it's not looking likely, so Kristen may have to do it on her own. But a big shout out to Tracy, who's listening from Tasmania. I'm not the only Tasmanian person who's discussing the Amazing Race. She's very upset that they didn't go to Hobart. I know that. So yeah, big shout out to Tracy, who's listening along with the Australian airing. So I won't hear this for a while now because they suck at scheduling. But yeah, so good on you, Tracy. Keep your comments coming. Other than that, I don't think there's anything else to add. Kristen, thanks for being here. You can go off and watch Team Mum in your little black and white small box TV in the dungeon.
Undateable.
Undateable. Undateable Teen Mums.
Yeah, sure.
Hashtag crossover time. Rossi, thanks for being here for the third last of the season. Maybe the third last forever, who knows?
Well, they'll probably have newly engaged couples versus, like, blind engaged couples next season, so we'll see. But
yeah, well, it hasn't actually officially been renewed yet, to the best of my knowledge, so this could be the end. This could have been the season that killed the race. Alex, thanks for being here.
Thank you, Noah. And may I say, I'm still enjoying this more than the current Survivor season. So I'm happy with. I was going to try and write the top 10 on it, but I'm still thinking about whether actually that would be approved by a Survivor-based podcast.
Top 10 about this, or
top 10 about why this season is more enjoyable than the current Survivor season.
Oh, that would be controversial. I'd say do it, but I'm not the boss, so. If you
Rossi
do
says
it,
he also wants to do it, so I'm sure one of us can get it done.
Well, it's a race to see who can do it. No pun intended.
Well, hey.
Thank you. Yeah, no, I would read that one. It might cause a bit of storm in the comments, but controversial opinion. And Kristen, you can leave because we're all leaving. But before we leave, we must say thank you, Jared. You were not least, but you were last. So thanks for being here once again.
Thank you. 1 out of 2 ain't bad.
Yes. So we're done. That's it. We've got 2 episodes left. We'll be back next week. Hopefully we're not recording delayed. Not that it affects you anyway. And until next time, keep on eating / drinking / whatever the hell you like to do with your research on the plane.